Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. Welcome to the back office. I can guess at an answer, but only Smarties have the answer, and this is a Smarties calculator that doesn't work. Another calculator from Billy Sarsted one. We're going to have a look-see inside and see why it doesn't work. Two little screws. So these would have been the sort of things you'd have got with tokens, I'm guessing, or oh, hang on. Yeah, it's kind of ill, I think. That's probably a better description. Certainly doesn't work, but it's definitely more of a, at least the screen's coming on, it might be a bit ill. Okie dokie. If we're lucky, it might just be throw a little bit of paper in behind the screen, but I'm not going to speculate until we're inside. So yeah, I imagine you get this if you collect a few tubes of Smarties, but it's been a few years since I've had a tube of Smarties, I can tell you. And I'm assuming they still exist, and they exist in tubes. It's quite a handy design actually, just to show you. There's two screws here that hold the whole unit together, but there's two separate screws that keep the battery bay shut. So you can actually put that back in. And we can close the battery bay for testing. So it does make life a little easier, sort of holding in a couple of button cells. Tiny little screws. Right. Not much we can do there. Right. I'm going to squeeze the screen and... Oh. Okay. I was expecting it to be even better, but we made it worse. It seems alright. It's definitely a sort of pressure sensitive issue here. So I think we need to see how the screen's constructed before we can make any other observation. The weird thing is though, look, it is a ribbon screen. It's not a bloody squiddly diddly. You know the one I'm talking about? There's a certain screen technology where it's basically like a rubber membrane with a conductive strip in it that sort of lines the screen, and when it just sort of presses, it's a pressure fit bit here. So I'm applying pressure to the left hand side of the screen here, and it's doing that. It's nothing to do, you assume there's digits here of zeros and stuff. It doesn't seem to be anything to do with it, so it's this side. So just having a look to see how that's sort of fixed. It's some sort of bonding, it's just sort of glued on. So I think the best thing we could do is maybe just rub our hard tool along here and hope that's enough, because we don't really have any other option. No, it's the screen side. Yeah. What a bagger. See if we can do the same for the actual screen side. Get in there. Because that's going to be a tricky one to put pressure on if we have to. No, it's not happy at all. So if this was something like a really valuable Game & Watch now, I'm just trying to think, how would I approach this? We shouldn't approach this with any less respect because it's sort of something that came out of a freebie, but let's just think what could have happened then. So this is some sort of adhesive contact strip, and it's either basically dried out or, well, it has to have either dried out, just somehow lost its conductivity. And looking at it, so I've got a bit of tweezers here just on the corner. Yeah, you can see it's very much wanting to fall off. It really is. So I wonder if I can get some more of that. I think that's going to be my only option here, really. If I can't just jam something in there enough to sort of get this working. Your only option, really, again on your extremely irreplaceable, valuable Game Boy, would be to obtain another piece of this. This piece of unobtainium. Now looking at that, just try it. I think it's that end contact actually really, it's absolutely the worst one. It's definitely on this side. So there you go. I don't think Smarties have the answer, and I'm not smart enough to have an answer right now. Tricky. Very tricky. It's almost, I've made it worse, by the way. I've kind of made it really worse by just even probing that. I think that contact's kind of just off now. Totally off. What would be good, and I'm going to try to get some. I might hold on to this, Billy. I'm sure you want it back, but back working. I'm going to see if I can get hold of some sort of conductive paint. And if I can just drip a bit in this edge on that last contact, it might just do the trick. So yeah, leave it with me. I shall have a think about what we're going to do with Mr. Smarties here. Right, another attempt just before I kind of wrap this up. What I've done, I've cut a piece of wire and I've put it underneath the screen. You might see it there, that bit of blue wire in there, yeah, just across there. There's actually a strip, a cutout for one of those blocks. So originally this would have had that design where the screen would have had that sort of rubbery block rather than a flexi. So what I've got here, I've cut a piece of insulation from a cable. So the reason I put that wire in there is to give something on the top, which is this, a bit of something to push against so it can apply pressure to that membrane strip when the lid's on. That's my approach, really. I'm just going to hold that there, and I want to try to get as much in as I can. So there we go. So when that lid is on, it's getting an even pressure across this whole thing. I think that's about right, he says, then slams it on the table. Certainly a bit more pressure now, it doesn't want to shut, but we've got an 8. Oh, so close. So close and yet so wrong. There's probably nothing worse than an unreliable display on a calculator. Because it's likely to sort of screw you over, isn't it? You can't trust that. Is it a 5 or is it an 8? Oh well, it looks nice like that. That looks like it works, doesn't it? As I was almost about to give up, I cut a bit of this and put that inside there, and look. All the 8s. Alright, I'm going to level with you. It's not great. If you really push hard, you're going to knacker it. But, you know, I'm going to consider that a success. That looks alright to me. Hope that's been of some use to you. Please like, share, subscribe, and as ever, thanks for watching.